All right, onliners, we are going to start our third unit, and it is about Hamlet, written by Shakespeare. You will do a little bit of research just to refresh your memory about him. I know you've read a couple plays by him. If you've gone to school here, you've read Romeo and Juliet and Macbeth, and now you're reading a third tragedy. Shakespeare did write comedies, but for some reason, I guess the school wants you to stay sad and read tragedies. Hamlet is famous for the line, "To be or not to be," that is the question, and I will talk to you about what that means when you get to it in the play. I have a lot of stuff that I put in D2L, some resources for you. My videos might be a little bit longer because I'll try to explain some highlights for you. And I also put a link to, what's it called, Spark Notes. And within that, there's something called No Fear Shakespeare, which it modernizes all the language for you and summarizes the acts. And so you can use that to make sure you're understanding the play. The textbook, for each act, there's a lot of footnotes. I would take the time to read them so that you understand what's happening, since it was written a long time ago and the language is different than what we use today or how we speak. So it starts off in Act 1 of the main character, who is Hamlet, and he's a little older than you, but not by much. He's actually home visiting. He's the Prince of Denmark, and he is visiting his family away from college. So he's supposed to be in school. So he's probably, I don't know, in his maybe 20 years old at the most when the play starts, and he's really, really upset because his dad had died and he was really close with him, so the king, and then his mom married his dad's brother, or his uncle. He does not like his uncle. They got married really quickly after his dad died, so we have to assume that they were sleeping together, having an affair, and he is sick to his stomach about the whole thing and really upset with his mom, and of course sad that his dad died, and his uncle keeps trying to tell him, hey, think of me as your father, and that just makes him super cringed out. So he's in a really bad spot when the play opens, just as anybody would be, especially at that age. And then his friends tell him that it appears that his dad's ghost is cruising around at night when they're out on watch. And he just floats in and floats out without saying anything, but he's dressed in armor. And so they're trying to figure out what it means. Like, is he warning them about something? There's this cat named Fortinbras that my students call 14 Bras because it's easier to remember. Anyway, 14 Bras has been attacking the fringes of their country, trying to get power. They think maybe it's a warning about that. They're not sure. And then finally, in Act 1, Hamlet goes out at night to see if he can, meet up with the ghost, since it might be his dad's ghost. And his dad's ghost takes him away from his friends and then tells him that the reason he's cruising around is he can't rest because he was killed. Everybody thinks the dad died from a snake bite when he was taking a nap in the garden, but he tells his son he was killed by his brother, who married his wife, and that Hamlet needs to get revenge for him. And Hamlet promises him that he will. Problem is, he has to prove somehow that Claudius, his uncle slash dad, killed his father when everyone in the whole town thinks that his dad died from a snake bite. And he'll have to kill him without, he himself going to jail or getting in trouble. So, and then there's his mom too. That's the one thing he's not sure. Did his mom know about this? Was she in on it? Or could it be that this is a trick of the devil? He thinks maybe that's a possibility, sending the spirit to cause him to do something that would make him go to hell. So all these things are swirling around at the beginning of Act 1. Let me know if you have questions, because you might. You can even email me quick, or message me, or pop into my classroom. I'll be making a plot summary on my whiteboard that'll be covering the whole entire play. And you're going to be keeping track of it in what's called a MajorWorks data packet. I think that's it for starters. I will talk to you next week.